Welcome to Bao News Network. I'm Wade. I'm actually going to be discussing with you the rise and the fall of Bitcoin. Actually, we're going to be taking more of a closer look in this news special actually at what exactly Bitcoin is and whether 2021 will be the breakout year for Bitcoin. As we take a close look at this cryptocurrency craze that has been sweeping across the planet, it's important for us to go back to the very, very early beginning of January 2009 when what's called now blockchain 1.0 was actually started, and that began with Satoshi Nakamoto and his vision of Bitcoin for the world. Now, Bitcoin does represent a decentralized public ledger system. It is transparent. Those who are on the network are all working together to mine additional Bitcoins as reward in exchange for setting up processing rigs all around the world. You will probably see obscure and without any kind of naming warehouses all across China, Iceland, and Russia. Various countries have set up mining rigs with GPUs and ASICs integrated chips, all working together to solve puzzles on the Bitcoin network. And they're all working towards earning Bitcoin as a reward. So this Bitcoin, here we are, here in 2021, and after going through a rise of almost over $60,000 per Bitcoin in earlier this year, it's very important for us to actually take a closer look at actually what happened and what has transpired almost over the last decade. Now, in the early days of Bitcoin, people were trading and sending Bitcoin to people in exchange for buying a pizza. And these were the very, very early days. People were writing articles. Even the founder of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, he was actually talking in a recent interview about how he was actually earning Bitcoin when he was running the Bitcoin magazine, and he was actually earning Bitcoin for writing articles, and he thought that was a great idea at the time. Eventually, he went on to start what's considered to be a direct competitor to the Bitcoin ecosystem, Ethereum. So there's a lot of upgrades, there's a lot of changes that are occurring in the cryptocurrency ecosystem at this time. But Bitcoin is really a decentralized ledger, and what makes it so powerful is that you can actually be able to log into the network, you can actually purchase Bitcoin, and you'll actually participate in this ecosystem. If you're a miner, you will actually you can set up GPUs, graphic processors, processing units that will help to solve very complicated puzzles in the Bitcoin network, and in reward for that, you earn Bitcoin. So with the Bitcoin network, it's all set up for transparency. So the decentralized ledger is actually circulated throughout the network, and it's continuously being updated at a very, very slow speed, possibly about 3 transactions per second. So what's actually happening in the cryptocurrency world, and it's completely changing almost on a daily basis. They're competing cryptocurrencies on the market that are trying to strive for increasing the speed of transactions, and also increasing adoption, and also decreasing power usage. So that is one of the main issues facing Bitcoin at this time. But the most important thing to remember is that Bitcoin is a blockchain, and there are several blocks blockchain. And when it first started, when you were actually mining and earning a block, you would actually be able to earn a Bitcoin for assisting with setting up a block, which is simply just a bundle of transactions that have been verified across the nodes, which are computers all working together. As part of the built-in feature of the protocol is that as we get closer and closer to the max of 21 million bitcoins that can possibly be mined, and we won't get to there until about the year 2140. As of this time, we're a little bit over 18 million of the total bitcoins, but don't worry, because as we get closer and closer to 2140, it becomes increasingly difficult to actually earn bitcoin because of what's called a halving system, and that halving system actually reduces the number of bitcoins that any miner can earn by completing a block on the Bitcoin network. So as the complexity rises, one of the interesting features is that, of course, with the increased adoption, more people finding out about Bitcoin, you can actually go down to many gas stations or even stores, even taxi drivers in different countries are accepting Bitcoin as an alternative to their fiat currency, whatever their sovereign currency is, simply because they have a lot of tourists who are visiting those nations. They are technologically savvy, and a lot of entrepreneurs want to open up different avenues of income and build their business in their respective country. Now there's even word of El Salvador accepting Bitcoin as a legal tender. So there's a lot of changes shifting. So what does that really mean? Now that we have a transparent system that is actually available to everyday investors all around the world, it means, first of all, you'll be able to send payment from basically to anyone in the world for lower transaction fees than, let's say, your any of the major remittance services all around the world. And this is a major attraction to less developed countries, countries that are trying to build their economy, and a lot of hardworking members of diaspora, whichever ethnicity or race or host nation that they're initially from, they will spend a majority of their earned income in remittance fees to send money back home. One of the beauties of cryptocurrency is that that's going to open a lot of avenues, especially with brand new cryptocurrencies like Cardano, and also possibly even Ethereum once their transaction speeds are increased with Ethereum 2.0, that this is going to increase the possibility that is actually going to be able to allow the everyday person, the average person, whether you're in India or whether you're in Africa or whether you're in Asia or any country or the Caribbean, to actually conserve most of your earned income instead of trading it off for remittance fees. So this is a beauty, and this is one of the very, very interesting features of the cryptocurrency ecosystems and all the different cryptocurrencies that are actually competing with Bitcoin for market share. So Bitcoin is not issued by a bank. It's not issued by a government. It's just a collection of computers or nodes all around the world connected to the Bitcoin network, all working to assist and offer their transaction power in exchange as a reward for Bitcoin, and earn and mine Bitcoin as a reward going forward. So if you were to receive Bitcoin from someone in any country, you would have what's called a public key, and that public key looks like an account number basically, but that key would be basically an anonymous address, but it will be your address where you'll be able to receive Bitcoin from basically anywhere from around the world. Now, how would you go about earning Bitcoin? Bitcoin is listed on exchanges, just as you would have like a stock exchange where you could buy stocks from an exchange. Bitcoin works the same way. Some of the more popular exchanges at this time are Coinbase or Kraken or Binance. So there's a lot of different ways for you to acquire Bitcoin, and but do keep in mind that Bitcoin does offer a high level of volatility. So the primary purpose of this video is not to be for financial advisement, because that's not what we're about here at Bond News Network. We are purely for educational and entertainment purposes, but we want to let our subscribers know about all the beauty of the cryptocurrency ecosystems and all the different cryptocurrencies that are going to be available. We do specialize here on Bound News Network, as you already know, with weather forecasting. And cryptocurrency is very much within sort of the same sort of forecasting model as weather and climate, because you have divergence and convergence, you have high pressure and low pressure, and a lot of the principles of weather forecasting are in line with understanding the way that cryptocurrencies work. So we're going to be focusing not only on trying to forecast the path through the cryptocurrency ecosystem that we are now embracing as a world power, but we're also going to be looking at how tornadoes form and all types of very, very powerful weather systems. And here we are in hurricane season, but we will continue to bring to you the latest information about the weather, but you will also learn about cryptocurrencies, and more so as we dive deep into the world of cryptocurrency. One thing to remember too is that we already talked about the maximum number of bitcoins that can be mined at this time, which is 21 million. As of December 2020, we're close to about 88.5% of all total Bitcoin that has been already mined. So we do have several million Bitcoin to go, but do keep in mind the puzzles become more complex thanks to the protocol set by Satoshi Nakamoto, who designed the mysterious Satoshi Nakamoto who designed the Bitcoin. And as we go forward, those puzzles will become increasingly difficult, but Bitcoin, for many investors, consider it to be a hedge against inflation. While we have seen an increase in Bitcoin, the value of Bitcoin this year to over $60,000 per BTC, it has leveled off in the range of about 35,000 US dollars. So there is a high level of volatility, but we anticipate with any cryptocurrency, we have new cryptocurrencies coming on market that are going to be introducing what's called smart contracts, and Ethereum is the gateway with a very, very large ecosystem that has to do with smart contracts and the availability of various layers on the Ethereum ecosystem to actually integrate data from outside sources. And smart contracts are basically able to do transactions on the Ethereum network, and also the processing power is there. But one of the main pitfalls that has been highlighted with the increased awareness of the cryptocurrency world is that the amount of the transaction speed for one, TPS, as well as the amount of electricity, as well as the amount of power consumed. And then of course those are issues to deal with, whether that's an impact with climate change or not. That is left for those who are more well versed in climate change. But as we go forward into 2021, it's going to be important for everyone to pay close attention to the cryptocurrency landscape, the cryptocurrency ecosystem, because there are going to be various cryptocurrencies that are going to be vying for market share. We've already seen a significant leap forward of Ethereum gaining market share from Bitcoin, where in the early part of 2021, Ethereum had about a 20% market share cap compared to Bitcoin. Now it's almost half, where the total market share, market capitalization of Bitcoin is a little bit over $600 billion US dollars, whereas Ethereum is very, very much increasing over 300 billion US dollars. And of course, the various competing cryptocurrencies on the market, whether it be Polygon or Cardano or Polkadot or any of the others that are coming up, those are going to be increasingly competing for market share. And as we get closer to more people becoming more aware of cryptocurrencies more in the news, then we will see opportunities going forward, very, very good opportunities going forward, not only for education, not only for empowerment, of developing nations, but also increasing the connectivity of all of us on this planet. And that is one of the promises of cryptocurrencies, to solve real world problems. And that's one of the reasons why cryptocurrencies such as Cardano is one of my personal favorite cryptocurrencies, which I have personally in my own portfolio. While I do have Ethereum and Bitcoin in my own portfolio, Cardano is definitely on the map as far as becoming one of my personal cryptocurrency favorites, because of the promise it has for solving many problems around the world, primarily in the region of Africa, and also less developed countries than the West here. So as we go forward into learning more about cryptocurrencies, it's important for us to know about the transparency. It's important for us to know about the adoption. It's important for us to know about the development of the ecosystems around the different cryptocurrencies, and what they will do once they are actually implemented throughout the system. So here we are at Bounties Network. We will continue to bring the latest information about cryptocurrencies and also the weather and climate, and we will try to forecast and navigate our way around both ecosystems, whether it's cryptocurrencies as well as weather and climate and meteorology. So we do appreciate all of our subscribers tuning in for this update. We will continue to bring additional updates on the cryptocurrency landscape and ecosystems, and all the different cryptocurrencies, what they will have to offer, what are the different features. And as always bow to the weather and bow to the cryptocurrency ecosystem. Have a great day.